relationship, they try to think, okay, well, how can I benefit off this other individual that I'm trying to build this relationship with? But if you take yourself out of the equation and find out what's important to them, then ultimately you can build an effective relationship, because automatically they're going to want to help you as well.
Mm-hmm. Next quick question out of these 8-bit questions every business owner needs to know.
Yes, sir.
Why should you know, or why should employees know what you expect of them?
Because they represent your company. They represent who you are. So if I have employees not sharing my same vision, if I have an employee that's not going to call my client back within 24 hours, or that's going to tell my client something that they want to hear rather than the truth, then that's affecting my business. That's affecting how they're representing us. So if an employee does not know what my standards are and what I expect for them, then more than likely my business will fail.
Okay. What regular reports do you get to stay on top of your business? Do you get monthly reports, quarterly reports with regards to sales, budgeting, and all of those things?
Well, I do a weekly report. I want to know how many people we've contacted this week, how many people we were able to help, how many people we were not able to help, and why we were not able to help those individuals. I still keep them in a database and give them a plan so that I will be able to assist them in the near future. So I visit my goals weekly.
Okay. And now, do your employees, and again, we're looking for suggestions to help these companies out there.
Sure.
Do your employees have goals and performance reviews and all those things?
There are, and I usually review my employees' performance quarterly. So every 3 months, I'm typically sitting down with them, finding out what they're looking to expect and what they're looking to accomplish. I mean, most people don't want to just sit in one position. So I'm willing to promote anyone who's willing to put in the effort and want to go to the next level. So I definitely visit them every 3 months.
And so what you're telling me, your employees actually have a plan?
Well, yeah, I give them a plan of my goals of what to expect. Hey, I want you to talk to these many clients. I want you to assist these many clients. If you can't help them, I want you to give them a detailed plan on how to. I want you to run them whole financial portfolio on how to create financial stability, and it starts with those 6 components. So every employee that I have will go over those 6 components with every client. Now, they may not be able to help every client with those 6 components, but for those components that they can't help, we will give them a path that they will be able to be helped in the near future.
So if I'm hearing you clearly, if I'm a business owner, I need to work with my employees, make sure that the employees know what my vision and my plan is, and that they go over that and understand it as they're bidding or doing bidding for my company.
Exactly. I mean, you have to have employees that are like yourself, first of all. I think that's the important thing. People say, well, how do I hire people? I say, well, hire people like yourself. And then hire people that's a little smarter than you as well. You have to have a network of professionals. You can't do it alone. So me, I'm a financial consultant and I do mortgage financing as well. However, I have a network of professionals, of financial planners, of insurance agents, and things like that that can assist me when I have questions and things like that, because I can't do it myself.
So networking with professionals, and what I'm hearing also is the collaboration piece. You collaborate with a lot of folks.
You have to collaborate. I think we need to go back into the nepotism. I mean, a lot of us open companies in competition with each other. But if we collab, because we're all trying to accomplish the same goal of creating financial stability, usually, if we collab with each other, then we can help bring our economy back on track.
Okay. Collaboration is key, bringing our economy back. I know in Columbus, we've done great.
Definitely.
We've had a lot of great jobs. I was reading some report recently that said Columbus is one of the greatest places to do business.
Definitely.
Are you seeing that out there?
Oh, I love Columbus. I'm originally from Akron, Ohio, and I've been here for about 12 years. And there's not another city in the world I would rather live in. This is a great place to raise family. It's a melting pot. All different ethnicities can get along, and we can all help each other out. So I love Columbus, Ohio.
Great place to live, work, and raise a family.
Definitely.
All right. What about when you talk about you collaborate with Urban League and banks and other, so how did you develop those relationships?
Well, it's more or less just going out telling people what I do. I mean, there's mortgage companies out here and there's financial consulting companies, but they do different things. I want to bring it all into perspective and just create financial stability. And me going out talking to those individuals like yourself and like the mayor and like the councilwoman Charlita Tavares, they'll lead you in the right direction. If they share your same vision, they'll put you in front of these Columbus Housing Partnerships, the Urban Leagues, and then it's your ability to go in front of them and sell yourself. Selling yourself is key.
So why are you so effective Give me one of your great tips at selling yourself and your services.
Because I believe in what I am doing. I took myself out of the equation. It's not about the money that I'm going to make, but how many people can I help? I define success by not how much money I make, but how many people I can help exceed their goals.
Okay, that's excellent. Yeah, and you give back to the community, and I like that. And we'll get into that a little bit more. But this is January. Well, the tax season is coming up on us.
Yes, sir. Yes,
what do
sir.
you say about the taxes and all that? Because that's really a challenge for a lot of businesses. Some people feel they're paying too much taxes.
Right.
So what's your thoughts?
Working with a good CPA is key right now. If you're a business owner or an individual, you need to have a CPA on staff. You need to be able to call them and say, hey, I have this come up. What can you do to assist me with that? That's the bottom line. You have to have a good, effective CPA. And then there's some tax benefits as well to being a homeowner. I want to go back to that.
Okay, go right ahead.
If you're renting, then you don't get any tax benefit. But if you are own a home, then you can write off the interest and things like that. So there's a lot of tax benefits to becoming a successful homeowner.
But property values are dropping so much right now. Why should I buy a home?
Now's the time to buy. This is a capitalist society. We must understand that a lot of individuals have made mistakes, and a lot of banks have put people in programs and loans that they really couldn't afford. So as a result of that, we have foreclosures, short sales, and HUD homes. But for individuals looking to buy, they can buy with instant equity. There's nothing like buying a home with instant equity.
Okay. Interesting. Let's get back on this business piece. How can minority businesses form more partnerships with majority companies? Because like I said, it's really going to take collaborations to really be successful. And so how can these companies do such a thing?
We must go back to the nepotism. We must go back to helping each other. Rather than me having a mortgage company and another guy having a mortgage company, let's come together and figure out how we can compete with the masses. You know, a lot of times in the inner city, they have, say, restaurants. One corner may have, say, a burger place here, and then in the next corner, they have a burger place. So what happens is the community is going back and forth between each other, finding out, well, this person I should go here or this person I should go there. Realistically, if those two individuals combined their restaurant and went to Polaris to compete with the masses, they would be more successful.
Right. That makes a lot of sense, But again, you've got to figure a way to bring people together to do that. But how do you? Some people say, this is my business, this is my baby, I'm going to run it the way I want to do it.
Right.
Someone else says, we want to go this direction. But how do you how do you pull that together?
Well, ego and pride goes before the fall. I mean, we must find out, come on the same common ground. What are you looking to accomplish? Why are you in business? Well, I'm just in business to make money and help my family. Well, I'm in business to help individuals and create jobs. So we need to find a way that we can come together and create jobs and help our families at the same time. And it's just a matter of communication. We need to go back to talking to each other and finding out what your goals are. Rather than me saying, hey, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, I would rather find out what your goals are first so that I can come back and say, hey, this is how I think we can work.
Okay. And what I'm reading through that too is you have to know what value you bring to the table when you're trying to form a partnership, whether it be a minority and majority company. What value do you bring to the table?
Exactly. So. Yeah, you must know yourself. You must have some confidence in yourself. You must understand the market analysis. You must bring value. No one wants to work with an individual that doesn't bring any value.
Okay. Now, as I mentioned before, I was looking at an economic report earlier today.
Okay.
And they talked about unemployment dropping. There were several leading indicators which are pointing in the right direction, especially here in Columbus.
Right.
Now again, why do you love Columbus?
Well, I love Columbus because of the opportunity here. I mean, you could be whatever you want to be here. And I think this is a place to become an entrepreneur. So many of us use our 9 to 5 as a plateau rather than a stepping stone. We need to go back to not worrying about the job market and job stability to start creating jobs. The more jobs we create, the more the economy will come back on track. But it's not about just working a 9 to 5 thinking I'm going to get wealthy, because the top 50,000 wealthiest people in the whole world are our entrepreneurs. They don't work for anybody. So use our 9 to 5 as a stepping stone and not a plateau, and become entrepreneurs. Have some faith and confidence in yourself.
Good. And you talk about economic stability.
Sure.
how do you recap that again? How do you gain economic stability? And you said 6 key things.
There are 6 key things that creating financial stability or becoming financially fit for life is what I call it. And it's first understanding how to clean, repair, and establish a positive credit profile. The second thing is becoming a successful homeowner. Anybody can become a homeowner, but becoming a successful homeowner is the key. And that means buying a home with instant equity, one you can afford. A lot of individuals will go to a bank and say, hey, what can I afford? That bank is living in a capitalist society as well. That bank is basing what you qualify off of your gross income. So how many of us get paid gross? So before you even leave the bank, they're telling you somewhat of a lie of what you can afford. So becoming a successful homeowner is key. The third thing is having life insurance, protecting your family when you're on your stairway to heaven. You definitely must protect your family and help them avoid financial hardships. Health insurance is the fourth thing. However, basic health insurance is perfect, but we also need to look at long-term care. There's nothing more unfortunate than a person working their whole life creating assets and then getting sick or injured and have to go into a nursing facility and they drain all their assets. So we must look at long-term care as well. And then investing, retirement vehicles. The market is very volatile right now. People don't know where to put their money. The bank is probably the worst place to put your money right now because inflation is 3%. No one's getting paid 3% on their accounts right now. So the key is to make your money work, but still have that protection. And annuities, a fixed index annuity is probably a great way to increase your assets, to basically capitalize on the stock market.
Someone might not, they may have not caught that. What is a fixed income annuity?
A fixed index annuity is basically, it's an annuity that if you start with say $10,000, first of all, in a fixed index annuity, your money could never go anywhere. It'll always be at least $10,000. If the market crashes, you'll still have your $10,000. However, you are able to allocate, is what it's called, put your money into the Dow Jones, the S&P, the Euro stock, the NASDAQ, and you have the ability to capture, if that NASDAQ or Dow Jones goes up, then you'll reap the benefits of that. But if it crashes, you won't lose anything. So it still gives you the flexibility of gaining more money than obviously a bank.
Okay. Did you cover all the six points?
The last one is entrepreneurship.
Okay, that's the huge one that we're really interested in.
Yes, entrepreneurship is key. You know, I have a radio show as well, and I also talk about Black Wall Street. A lot of people don't really know that story about Tulsa, Oklahoma. Back in 1910 and 1920s, in our history books, unfortunately, they told us we were just pretty much slaves and things like that, and we were cotton pickers. However, a lot of us were on cotton gins, and in Tulsa, Oklahoma, there were 2 airports, but we had 6 black individuals that owned 6 airplanes. We had our own schools, our own doctor's offices, things like that. So we need to go back into that and start becoming entrepreneurs, but it started with nepotism. There wasn't any jealousy. There was more or less, I want to help you, and I want to keep our money in our community.
All right. Go back to credit for, you talk about, I've heard things on the radio that talks about credit repair, and you mentioned credit restoration, and I question whether those companies are legitimate, and I question whether people should even use them. Tell me more about what you do.
Well, credit repair, let's look at it from an antique perspective. Okay, I have an antique car, okay, and it needs to be fixed up. Now, a lot of times you can go to a company and they say, okay, I'll fix your car, but they're gonna put Bondo in it. They're gonna just cover those holes with Bondo. So in a couple of years, those holes are gonna come back. But what we do is restoration. We take that antique car, strip it all the way down, and cover those holes with metal. We take you back to the fundamentals of how to restore your credit, not just deleting things off your credit profile, but giving you a plan on how to keep positive credit as a lifelong strategy.
Compared to, so you're saying dealing with credit repair, what are they doing?
Well, it all depends. A lot of them are taking your money and just writing letters. And hopefully they'll get a response back that these things have been deleted. A lot of times they're not going to be deleted, and sometimes they are. But what happens after the credit bureau responds? You know, how do you settle accounts, things like that? I'm not